So today is Monday, May 6th at 6 p.m. and we do now declare the council meeting for Nairn and Hyman open for business. Any declarations of pecuniary interest? No. And so next we have a delegation. Carrie Bello is here to speak with us from Canada Post. Hi, Carrie.
Hi.
Do you want to stand up and talk to us?
Hi. Good day, council and community members. Some of you know me, but just a brief introduction of myself to start this off. My name is Carrie Bello, and I've lived in Nairn Center for 7 years. My partner, Brent Reed, was born and raised here. We decided to buy our home on McDonald Street because of the small village feel with access to waterways and trails to experience outdoor activities like fishing, hunting, and our beautiful beach, and to be closer to his family. I've worked at Canada Post since 2021, and many of you know Kathy Bourrier, former member of council and the postmaster for the past 34 years of our community post office. Kathy has stepped back, and that's where I've stepped in and been a new face of the office. Small town and news travels fast. Kathy's getting ready to retire. Congratulations to her. And thank you for your service to our community for 20 years. With this news, regrettably, our post office is at risk. It's time for Kathy to reclaim her home and personal space and concentrate on her health and well-being. Therefore, we need a new space. Today, I ask you all to help brainstorm ideas to find a new location where the community members can receive their mail and packages and be able to utilize the other services that the post office offers. Over the years, the post office has changed locations several times, I'm told. It would be beneficial to find a permanent location. It would be a burden and inconvenient for many of our town folk to have to travel outside community to access these services and pick up their mail and packages. Over the years, I have worked in the community. I have had the privilege to get to know many of you. I've witnessed on many occasions residents bumping into one another and striking up conversations, their friendly waves to each other as they pass by. I have also heard concerns of business hours. I would like to discuss what the citizens' proposed hours would be and take that up with my local area supervisor, Rebecca, who regrettably couldn't be here tonight. We need to look at making changes to serve the citizens and make it more convenient to utilize the post office. But the most urgent matter is to find a new location as quickly as possible. I thank each of you for taking the time to listen to my concerns about this issue today.
That's great. Thanks, Carrie. So can we ask you some questions as we're brainstorming? So the hours, so you would like to know what hours the community would prefer?
Yeah, I would like to bring that up with the supervisor because it's been an ongoing issue about the post office hours. So if we're moving location, then I think it would be a great time to upgrade our hours.
So she explained something to me, and maybe I have it wrong, but that if the boxes are inside a building, the hours can be 9 to 5. But then people can only, generally speaking, access those boxes 9 to 5. Unless they're in a location where you give everyone an exterior key. For example, like this happens in some places where they have a key, they can go in and or it's unlocked and they can get their mail out of their box, like Espanola.
Yep.
That's correct.
Okay.
So that would be great for a lot of things. If we could get the community mailboxes inside, that would be really beneficial to keep the mail dry. Because on occasion it's hard because they get beat down with the weather and whatnot. So we do have on occasion some boxes that do leak. I'm hoping though, if they do get upgraded, they would, and outside, they would get upgraded to the newer style boxes. I don't think that they've done that because Kathy's been in that place for so long that they just kind of let it ride. But that is on my priority list, is to get the newer upgraded outside boxes, because the locations I'm kind of thinking, we wouldn't be able to do an inside space.
So what is the location you're thinking of?
I am thinking of the cloakroom behind
Okay.
you. Apparently, the post office was there for many years. It was at one time apparently bigger. You guys know the post office and have been in the post office, you see the tiny little workspace I work in, so I don't need a lot of room to do my job. It'd be great if it was a little bit bigger and it had a window, but small things. We just need a place for people to come and get their mail and utilize services. So the cloakroom, I've also spoken to another community member that, told me a great idea. I've never seen it, so I don't know if it would work, but maybe the rink shack. Apparently, it's heated. So that's important. It might need some minor upgrades. So that could also be a spot. I was thinking.
Can we just, so if you like the cloakroom, I think when your associate was here, she said she also wanted the room in behind as well. So the recreation cupboard, which seems like a lot more space than what you have.
Yeah, especially at Christmas time, because we get more packages, of course, at that time. That's really the only time of the year that you wish you had more space to work with. So if that's available, then that would be great. I don't know, I've never been to the rink shacks, I don't know how big it is. It's just another idea just to brainstorm. I was thinking about having it out of my home, but after discussions with my husband, we decided we really like our personal space. And it would just be more professional to have it in a building, and at the town hall, I just feel like it's perfect. You bring people to the town hall. Municipal service, pay your water bill, pay your taxes at the same time, and just going away.
Well, you said the mailbox is outside, or now that's gonna be outside, not on the inside.
I think it would be cost effective to have them outside. Because there would be a lot of work to have to do it in such a tight quarters.
Yeah, but you got a lot of boxes that are outside down there now.
Yeah,
I don't know what fit in that.
no, the outside boxes would stay outside for sure.
That's what I mean.
At this proposed location in particular, the boxes would be outside.
Okay, that's what I would think.
Yeah, I don't think it's
You wouldn't
feasible to
have
do inside boxes. It would be great if we could, but given the two locations I'm just brainstorming tonight, we would definitely have to stick with the outside community mailboxes.
So that, pardon me, so that room is big enough, you saw the room, it's what you need?
I've seen it briefly today. I can make it work.
Yeah, need a little more space if you could.
A little bit would be nice, but, I mean.
Yeah.
I think if it's designed a little bit different, you know, like Kathy's, we're in Kathy's home, so she has one door there for, like, I don't have access to that wall because that's where she has storage and a freezer. Then she has the other door to walk into her home, so that's a lot of wall space that I could utilize in a room like this. And then design it a little bit better. The customers only need to step in, they don't need a whole lot of space. I'm the one that needs all the space for the packages and the computer and the scale. So I think it's doable. It'd be tight, but I think it's doable.
Oh, just one more before
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Don't cut me off. I'm just joking. The rink shack, I wouldn't wanna see taking away space, you know, it's not well used now. But down the road, you know, we spent pretty $500,000 on that rink.
Oh,
And I wouldn't wanna see the kids suffer, you know, if you take half that rink shack away, it made quite a bit of away, eh? 'Cause we don't know the future, what it's gonna be like here. The
Right.
kids, there might be more kids, there's hardly any kids enough, the rink shack is not used very often now, I mean. I'm thinking of down the road.
yeah, and I do see that you guys post that and have, the kids at 4 o'clock, I believe, on Saturday. And, I don't know how many attend, but I think that's great. Obviously, the kids don't care about the post office, but when parents come, drop their kids off, check the mail, do what they need to do, pick up a parcel, mail a parcel, whatever. It is convenient. But I do agree that the kids may suffer, so might not be
So-
ideal, but.
When we looked at the rink shack, they were just actually specifically interested in the little snack area. So you know how there's a door
Yeah.
and a counter and the plywood doors that open up. So it does mean that we would just have to be creative of, there's a fridge in there. And a desk, and we've kept snacks. Mostly I keep the snacks in the fridge, cause there can be mice that come in the fall. But I think, like, the kids were never really allowed in that corner really anyway. So the children only use the outer area. So if the post, like, these are all just ideas, but if the post office is just in that little nook, that's pretty contained.
Before I make a decision on that, I would like to know. You know, if you move if the mail post office goes in there. Now, you know, you have events, they have hot chocolate now, they have hot dogs, different things. Now, you're saying you're gonna use that for the post office, now you have to bring that to the other room to it. So it's
Right.
something to look at.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if
Let's,
this is in a hurry.
hang on, Counselor McDonald, let's move on to Counselor David.
Well, I like spinach.
I was just,
Well, you've had multiple comments. We're
I
gonna
was
move
just
to,
wondering,
thanks a lot.
cause I haven't been to the rink shack, is there a bathroom there?
there is,
There is.
and it's actually a good sized bathroom. Like, I don't think you can change the space, but it's
very big bathroom.
yeah.
And it is heated all year round and.
Counselor McVeigh, nothing? Counselor,
I don't appreciate being cut off like that.
well, you did.
I'm a counselor here, I'm here representing the taxpayer of this community.
Counselor McDonald, the process is that every counselor speaks once before we go to a counselor speaking a second time. So you had spoken a few times and a Counselor Day Petit had just been waiting. So that's just the procedure.
I've been on council for 20-some years and I had never been cut off before.
Well, you did make multiple comments, so.
Well,
just-
here's a discussion. The other counselor's gonna have their turn. You know, but go ahead.
Well, I think everyone's had a chance, so if you have more that you wanna say,
You kind of upset me now.
Counselor Austin, do you?
No, I got no questions. I'm familiar with the whole setup.
So if there are renovations, do you cover the cost? Like, cause you would need a counter somewhere.
So I have to go through that with Canada Post, but it's under my understanding that I am personally on the hook for that. They may kick in a little bit of money, but it doesn't sound like a lot, so. With my daughter recently passing last week, I'm not supposed to make big life decisions. But, community needs the post office, so. I mean, I love my job, but I'm here for the community tonight. Because we need to keep that here. We're a small town. We don't have a lot. We need our post office. Like, we don't want to have to go, because the cutoff is, for the mail service. I'm thinking they're gonna push us towards Worthington or Whitefish to go pick up our parcels. I don't think it's gonna go to Espanola. A lot of citizens don't, drive. They don't wanna drive in the winter. So it'd be really great if we could keep it here, whether I'm the acting postmaster or not, because actually, another fun fact, I have to apply for this job once it moves. So I might not even be the postmaster.
So they wouldn't expect you to do the renovations and then
Well,
not.
I would have to apply for the job, because it's gonna go up for posting, so I would have to apply for the job that I've been doing now for the last year. And then if I get the job, then, I mean, I would look at seeing what the costs are. I mean, I'm not looking to invest a lot of money, like, but I mean, the post office is an important pillar of any community.
if I understand correctly, Canada Post isn't talking about taking away the post office, but I do understand that if we don't find another location, how is it staying? Right? So no one is talking, right?
Can't find another location,
Right,
it's not gonna,
That's right. No one's saying they're removing the post office, but if we
Right.
don't have a location, then,
we won't have a post.
right. Right,
Well, Madam Chair, just to make sure it's clear, I'm not against the both. I've been in there. I do anything to help them out. But, yeah, God, before you stop me there, you know, post office is very important in there. And like she says, we gotta travel to get our parcels and that's gonna be an inconvenience. Especially for, you know, a lot of people and seniors that don't have vehicles or something out of town. Gotta go to town for the mail.
yeah, I think we all agree. CEO Ketchaba, was there insurance liability or any
Um,
other?
Through you, Madam Chair, I spoke with Rebecca about the insurance, so I think I have a good understanding of. That it would be the postmaster that would carry the insurance. What I do have questions, and I realize you probably have to look into it further, is about accessibility rules. And then hours where the post or the parking lot will need to be cleaned. And who does that? So probably things that you have big question marks beside as well.
Yeah.
But it's just something that, we'll definitely have to look into.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a long list of things. And I've been away in Calgary for the last little bit. And the retirement announcement on Kathy's behalf has kind of just come up. So, I mean, I don't think we're on a deadline per se, but we need to move quickly in a decision. And if renovations need to be done, obviously, we'd like to do those when we have warmer weather to accomplish those things. Rebecca, my supervisor, has met with you guys just briefly. And she's gonna come to the next meeting in June. And she will be able to answer a lot more questions than I can, because she's actually filled out all the paperwork and got things started, because there needs to be inspections and proposals of a place. So there's a lot of steps that need to be taken. So I will have more information. This was just a general, pointing it out there tonight that the post office needs to move. And no fault of Kathy's, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Like, Kathy's awesome.
I know this might sound ridiculous because you go to the post office every week, but how many boxes are there, like? Because we'd have to put them up,
There's 18,
18? Okay,
and one is empty.
okay, no, so I just,
I'm in 17.
you know, no, just so.
So
Trying to
there,
get an
yes,
idea,
there is 18 of them. Yeah, I've thought about that a lot too.
Because is there need for, like, Councilor Deputy saying one's empty? Is there gonna be a need for two more? Well, I would hope there'd be a need for four more. when probably won't.
Being in the town that we are, we do see growth, but we don't see a lot of growth. So that just depends on people moving into our area.
Right.
So I do have 18 because we were having another house built on Minto Street. So I need a space for them because all of my boxes are full right now.
Okay.
We also service down on Sand Bay Road, and I have people on Cold Dock Road and Wabagishik and Nagy Bay. So it's not just our people, it's
Mhm.
the outskirt people count too.
Oh, Counselor Austin.
Yeah, I just was thinking of thing that also McVeigh brought up the boxes. If we go with one location, the boxes be at the back. If we go with the front location, the boxes have to be right in the parking lot.
If, so the Canada Post lady actually suggested across the front of the building. I don't know if we'd be interested in that. And she, it was her understanding that Canada Post, or the postmaster did have it cleared 5 feet in front of the boxes, so they took care of that, whether they contract it to us to do it, but that's the one clearing they make sure.
That's been on the lawn.
Yes, and right in front of the building, and she did talk about getting new boxes, but there was no commitment.
But looking, you're talking about the amount of boxes. We've got, probably 6 new residents this year. Possibly 7. The places going in. So it's a honest question, are we gonna need extra boxes there at room?
Well, like she said though, sorry, there you go, Councilor, Mayor. You got one whole box empty right now and you only have the one new one for the new house being built, so there's whatever,
So
10 to 12
there
boxes.
is, 12 compartments, so that's 12 new residents. That
Yeah.
means one box.
That's a lot of residents.
That particular box, because it's
That's
not a
not
vertical
bad.
box.
I can think of 6 going in right now. So, yeah, well, that's all, I got no problem with that extra box.
So I was thinking of fun as well. I don't want to take up the parking lot space because the parking lot, that would be an inconvenience to when you guys have events here. People parked up against the boxes, now the park's too tight, we can't get to the mail. So, it would be a little bit wonky, but maybe over by the park. I mean, it would be a little bit of a struggle. I would deal with it, carrying the mail back and forth and the parcels that far, especially in the winter. But I could get a satchel to carry the mail in, so I'm not taking 18 trips or 10 trips back and forth.
Are you allowed to have a wagon?
A red wagon, Canada Post wagon.
Yeah, so, I mean, that section is not used as much as this, and it would take away the beauty of the front of the building, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, I'd like that too, because it'd be convenient for me, but on the backside might work better. The plow comes pretty regularly, so it would be cleared pretty much all the time. So it would be minimal maintenance because it's right at roadside.
I would worry about putting them in the back of the site. I know it's federal boxes and everything, but things can be.
You mean
happen
vandalism,
if
yeah.
they're not in the
No
open
cameras
space.
back there too, though, do we not?
Certain areas, it does,
Not
not the whole area,
just the parking lot.
Just the parking lot?
just the parking.
Well, we definitely don't want to be like our other neighbors next door and just have the boxes there and not a post office. We want to keep the post office.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, does anyone have any more questions?
Well, not at this time.
Good job.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you, especially during this difficult time. And I think we'll talk about it later in closed session. And I guess we need to discuss remuneration at some point, how that might work.
I'm not even completely clear on that
Yeah.
either, so
Okay,
I just
so we'll
wanted
both work
yeah.
on it.
like, honestly, you guys, I just wanted you to listen that the post office is at risk and just brainstorm some ideas. Maybe somebody else has some other ideas in town that might work. I know that we do have an abandoned house. I don't know if it's town owned or not, that's down on Minto Street. Maybe something like that would work. I really don't know. I just wanted you guys to know that the post office is at risk. And let's just brainstorm ideas. Whether I'm acting postmaster or not, it doesn't matter. I'm a citizen of this town and I want the post office. So I don't want to go to Espanola or Whitefish to go get my packages in my mail. And I think if other people knew about this meeting tonight, they feel the same. So I'm speaking in June. I know some residents are already concerned and brought it to my attention last year. They were worried about it. So I know that, I know people want to keep it.
Mhm.
So, and I thank each and every one of you for your time tonight, and we will see you in June.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so then we move to a public meeting. I need to declare a conflict for the fire budget. If I previously declared a
Yeah.
conflict, and then do we move out of,
Yes, we'll have to, we can fill out the forms later, but yes, if you want to declare the conflict for the fire budget. Yeah, you could do that.
do I verbally say that?
You could verbally say it,
Okay.
and then we'll fill out the forms afterwards.
I am officially declaring a conflict with item 4A of the public meeting, the fire department budget. And so,
You will have to have a different chair.
so yeah, let's move to the public meeting and then we'll do the different chair. So moved by Counselor Austin, second by Counselor McDonald, be it resolved that council meeting be temporarily adjourned at 6:26 PM for the purpose of a public meeting. All in favor? That's carried.
And we should state that Trevor is declaring a conflict for the same item as well.
And Counselor McVeigh conflict for item 4A, the approval of the fire department budget. So now we move. Do you want to,
So we'll have to appoint a different chair, so.
would you like to be chair? Okay,
So. I'll let you.
that wasn't on my radar. I forgot. Counselor McDonald, do you want to first?
Sure.
Counselor Austin, do you want a second? Firsted by Counselor McDonald, seconded by Counselor Austin.
Sorry, we'll have to pass this resolution first, sorry.
Sorry, I know that's what we just
It's just saying why. we're having-
adjourned.
Yeah.
Moved by Counselor McDonald, second by Counselor Austin, be it resolved that pursuant to bylaw number 2007-9, the public meeting is now officially open for the purpose of hearing comments regarding the 2024 fire department budget and the municipal budget. All in favor? Carried. Moved by Counselor McDonald, second by Counselor Austin. Counselor Day-Petit will chair the portion of the meeting to pass the fire budget as Mayor Mazie has declared a conflict. All in favor? Carried. And so I can go.
Well, I guess I could start.
Yeah.
Do you guys, look over the, fire budget?
Yeah, we discussed it all.
And is everything in order?
Yeah, it looks pretty good to me.
Okay, so I made the changes that were requested through resolution.
Mhm.
So this is just the amended copy, so if everyone's fine with it, then we can just move on to passing. the budget.
Pass the
I
budget.
just got a question.
Yeah, sure.
I've never seen the budget split. We've always done you approve the whole municipal budget at once.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
this is the first time that we're doing it this way. I agree with them.
And
Fire
Mr.
council.
Chair, we did the same thing last year.
Was it last year?
I
Yeah.
thought so.
Yes,
Yeah.
because there were certain counselors that have
Yeah.
declared a conflict over the fire department budget. So in order to discuss it, we need to separate it. So you don't have to actually pass a resolution. We can discuss the municipal budget and then come out of go into back to the open meeting and then just pass the budget.
Yeah, good. Once this is approved
Yeah.
by people that don't have a conflict.
That's right.
Then the rest of the budget can just.
That's right.
All right,
Okay, so did you wanna have a resolution?
we may as well have a resolution and get this done.
You're seconding this, we'll have to get.
So who would like to move? We're McDonald. Seconded by Councillor Austin. Be it resolved that the draft fire budget as presented at the May 6th, 2024 meeting is approved. All in favor? Carried. Now, do I have to make a motion to go back
So,
to?
the chair, yeah. I didn't bring enough, like.
That's a lot. Moving in, moving out,
A lot of paperwork for
yeah. Moved by Councillor Austin,
clear out that new pen.
yeah. Seconded by Councillor McDonald. Be it resolved that Mayor Maisy return to the chair to discuss the municipal budget. All in favor? Carried.
Ready to go?
So are we still in an open meeting?
We're still in a public meeting, so moving on to,
The approval of the,
4B.
uh-huh, do
So-
we have a motion? 'Cause-
Normally, we would just discuss it, hear any comments, and then we'll move out of the public meeting, and then we would pass the municipal budget.
Okay, so since no one is present, we're not asking council, there's already been agreement, right? So since no one's in the
Okay.
open meeting,
I'd just like to make a note, the overall budget was only 3% now. So I think
not ridiculous.
kudos to our CAO. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Alright. Get her done.
Be it resolved that public meeting is now officially closed at 6:35 PM and the council meeting is now reconvened. All in favor? Carried. Moved by Councillor McDonald, second by Councillor Austin, be it resolved that the 2024 municipal budget be approved with an amount required for taxation, municipal and education totaling a 1 million, is that what, am I reading this right? Totaling $1,003,163 with a 3% combined total increase. All in favor? That's carried. Moved by Counselor Austin, seconded by Counselor McDonald, be it resolved that the following council minutes be accepted as presented, regular council meeting minutes, April 8th, 2024. B, special council meeting minutes, April 22nd, 2024. C, closed session meeting minutes, April 8th, 2024. All in favor? That's carried. Moved by Counselor McDonald, second by Counselor Austin, be it resolved that the minutes and report items of 7A to E are noted as received. All in favor? It's carried.
So no one has a first. Get a
Uh,
seconder.
Can I have a seconder, Counselor McVeigh, since you haven't
Anything for you to say that?
heard it? So does anyone want to discuss, the Jiggy Lake property before we agree on it? I think basically we previously discussed it and it's been carried out the way. So is everyone fine with it?
I get it. It's a private road, but it's open to the public.
That's a good question, because it did say, it had to say a privately maintained road. But that is a good, do we know?
Sorry, what was the question?
It's a private road, but is it open to the public?
Yes, it's an access road that accesses,
They're using another portion.
yeah,
They're using.
the portion that this agreement, well. The portion that we had concerns about was the access over Crown land. And that, you know, that they would have to, that it would be contingent on having an agreement with MNRF. And then we had concerns that they need to understand that they're way back in the middle of the bush, that they need to understand that we're not gonna provide any maintenance, unfortunately, any emergency services unless, you know, the OPP wants to bring a 4x4 back there, but our fire truck can't get it back there because there's a little tiny bridge that's privately maintained. So we just wanted to make sure that the township couldn't be liable for any possible liability out there.
There's no mention of the M&R in there.
They're,
As far as,
they're not named in it, but it does talk about that the access would be contingent on any agreement with other entities.
I was looking at the emergency vehicle and but for M&R. They can't get in there either.
I wouldn't think so
They
unless
use
they
big
wanna,
trucks the same as-
unless they wanna have like a 4x4 go in there, but I don't know what they would do with a 4x4 unless you're just bringing up someone that
And
has
that,
an injury.
that road is off a private road anyway. Okay,
Okay, so moved by Counselor Austin, second by Counselor McVeigh, whereas councils received the CAO's report 2024 16 for information. And be it resolved that the clerk is hereby authorized to execute a private road agreement between the corporation of the Township of Nairn and Hyman and the owner of the Jiggy Lake property. And further that the mayor and the clerk are authorized to enact bylaw number 2024-14 to accept the agreement at the May 6, 2024 council meeting. All in favor? That's carried. Moved by Counselor McDonald, second by Counselor Austin, be it resolved that council accepts the April 11th Community Parks and Recreation Committee minutes as presented. All in favor? That's carried. Moved by Counselor Austin, seconded by Counselor McDonald, be it resolved that council accepts the municipal superintendent's report as presented. All in favor? That's carried. Does anyone want to discuss that at all? Then we have the fire chief's report. Moved by Counselor McDonald, second by Counselor Austin. Be it resolved that council accepts the fire chief report to council dated May 5th.
Yeah.
as presented, and further that council accepts the application from Tysto Mullinen to join the Township of Nairn and Hyman's Fire Department as volunteer firefighters upon proof of medical. All in favor? That's carried. Welcome. Tysto. Yeah, that's a big deal. And then, do we have to do anything for Aqua?
Then correspondence.
Moved by Counselor Austin, second by Counselor McDonald, be it resolved that council accepts the correspondence received from Enbridge regarding the Ontario Energy Board approval of the franchise agreement between the township and Enbridge. And further that council agrees to enact the agreement by giving bylaw number 2023-26 the third and final reading at this meeting. All in favor? That's carried. I think this is the intimate partner violence bill C 332, and we're the city of Sault Ste. Marie. Does anyone want to discuss any of this? No. Fine with it. Moved by Counselor McDonald, seconded by Counselor Wayne Austin, be it resolved that the corporation of the Township of Nairn and Hyman endorse and supports the resolution of the city of Sault Ste. Marie calling on the government of Canada to support BC 332 and enacting necessary amendments to the Criminal Code of Canada to include coercive control of an intimate partner. And further that this resolution be forwarded to the Right Honorable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, the Honorable Dominic LeBlanc, Minister of Public Safety, the Honorable Patty Hajdu, Minister of Indigenous Services, the Honorable Mark Holland, the Minister of Health, the Honorable Marcy Len, Minister for Women and Gender Equality and Youth, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, and the City of Sault Ste. Marie. All in favor? It's carried. That was a lot of words. What is, this is not ringing it. Oh, this is Jiggy Lake. Okay, so this is just to the bylaw for Jiggy Lake property. Moved by Counselor Austin, seconded by Counselor McDonald, be it resolved that being a bylaw to execute the agreement outlined below on the subject lands, parcel 627 SEC SWS. PT, what is that plot?
Or that's part lot.
Part lot for concession 6 Nairn, as in A 481 Nairn and Hyman be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. In open council, and its number shall be 2024-14. All in favor? Counselor Austin, scary. Moved by Counselor Day Petit, seconded by Counselor Austin, be it resolved that being a bylaw to set the 2024 tax ratios be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed in open council, and its number shall be 2024-15. All in favor? That's carried.
Yeah, so there's two bylaws here that have the same name, but one deals with like regular classes, like residential, commercial, industrial, and then the other one just deals with railways and utility transmission. So they have the same name, but they're different things.
Moved by Counselor Austin, second by Counselor Day Petit, be it resolved that being a bylaw to provide for the adoption of tax rates and to further provide for penalty and interest in default of payment for the year 2024, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed in open council, and its number shall be 2024-16. All in favor? That's carried. Counselor Despatie, moved by Counselor Despatie, seconded by Counselor Austin. Be it resolved that being a bylaw to provide for the adoption of tax rates and to further provide for penalty and interest in default of payment for the year of 2024 be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed in open council, and its number shall be 2024-17. All in favor? That's carried. Moved by Counselor Austin, second by Counselor Despatie, be it resolved that being a bylaw to provide for paying remuneration to members of council of the Corporation of Township of Nairn and Hyman be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed in open council, and its number shall be 2024-18. All in favor? That didn't clearly say, but if it's remuneration from council, we voted to not raise it, yeah. Or maybe it said in legal ease.
There was a resolution at the last meeting. But you know,
So that was just
just legalizing them.
moved by Counselor Despatie, seconded by Counselor Austin. Be it resolved that a bylaw to authorize a franchise agreement between the Corporation of the Township of Nairn and Hyman and Enbridge Gas be read a third time and finally passed in open council, and its number shall be 2023-26. All in favor? That's carried.
The next bylaw will have to defer until we.
Okay,
So that's the employee contract one.
okay.
So we can come back to that.
Okay, so what do we do about the Ministry of Tourism and Sport?
It's just note it.
Moved by Counselor Despatie, seconded by Counselor Austin, be it resolved that for information only items 11A and B are noted as received. All in favor? That's carried. And do we need to discuss that or?
We don't have a lot of information on that grant yet. As soon as I do, I'll definitely bring it back to council to discuss what we'd like to apply for. But it's really exciting that there's a lot of money going to repair and upgrade existing sport and rec complexes. So just what I've been kind of thinking is all public buildings need to be accessible by 2024. So I was thinking that we could move forward with applying to update the Rain Shack to become accessible. But that's just one idea. So I will need to discuss if council would like me to go ahead and
Pursue the
get
grant.
some consulting done on that. If that's what we're gonna pursue, because I don't necessarily know what needs to be done in there for it to be accessible, but when I have more information, I'll bring it back to council. But that's just one idea. If council has a different direction.
Would anything be included in there for storage?
Well, there is a big storage room in there and I was in there recently and I think with some better shelving, it could be much better organized and allow for the storage of a lot more different
I'm more
things.
thinking of this end, so
Oh, you mean like an addition for storage? I
Yeah.
don't know if that would be considered for recreation.
well,
but,
this is recreation, isn't it, this building or this
Um,
room?
certainly something we can discuss.
It would be worth trying.
But I can, once I have more information of what the guidelines are, I'll
Yeah.
bring it back to council. It's coming shortly. It just says summer 2024, so we don't have an exact. date.
Didn't we hear that today, that the ministers were saying that there's just more funding coming for recreation? Was it aimed at youth? Was that, you know? So we don't need to do anything about DSAB, that's fine.
It was just for information.
Yep, so we go to closed session. Moved by Counselor Austin, second by Counselor J. Patty. Be it resolved that council move into closed session at 6:50 PM for the purpose stated in section 239.2 of the Municipal Act, a position plan procedure, criteria or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of the municipality and labor relations. All in favor? That's carried. So we're in closed session. Moved by Counselor Day Petit, seconded by Counselor Austin, be it resolved that council return to open meeting at 7:27 and report on the general discussions held in closed session, a position plan procedure criteria or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of the municipality that relates to a potential lease agreement, labor relations that relate to employee contract between the township and a municipal employee. All in favor? Carried. First by Counselor Austin, second by Counselor J. Petit, be it resolved that being a bylaw to authorize the municipality to enter into an employment agreement contract with a municipal employee is deferred. All in favor? It's carried. Moved by Counselor Austin, second by Counselor J. Petit, be it resolved that being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the council of the corporation of the town of Nairn and Hyman be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed in open council, and its number shall be 2024-20. All in favor? Carried. Moved by Counselor J. Petit, seconded by Counselor Austin, be it resolved that the meeting of May 6th, 2024 do now adjourn at 7:29 PM and meet again on the third day of June 2024 or at the call of the mayor. All in favor? Carried.
What was the date in June, what?
Or early, June 3rd.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think I sound right because my hearing is off. Or maybe I'm too wet. Do I sound funny? Does my nose sound stuffy? Oh, is it up? Okay.